Everything works in a trend, but not so good on a sideways choppy market.
Forex Morning Mayhem is a must-listen podcast for currency traders. Get a curated watch list, insightful market analysis, and crucial news updates, plus trading tips for all levels. But remember, it's educational, not investment advice. Scan the QR code in the description to join our free Trade Faction Slack channel for live trade calls. If you like the podcast, please follow and share. Let's get started. Good morning, everyone. It's Wednesday, April the 23rd, 2025. And you're listening to Forex Morning Mayhem. It's time for the daily market briefing. In today's headlines, President Trump urged the Fed to cut rates sooner, but said he does not plan to fire Chair Powell. His comments, along with Treasury Secretary Bessent's optimism and easing trade tensions, lifted European stocks and risk sentiment. Tesla surged pre-market after Musk signaled stepping back from Dogecoin post-week earnings. The dollar was mixed. Bonds diverged, industrial commodities rose, and gold fell. Key upcoming events include US PMIs, IMF World Bank meetings, central bank speeches, Treasury supply, and major earnings reports. Stay tuned for a currency market update with Bill and Dave up next. Thanks for listening to Forex Morning Mayhem. Don't forget to subscribe and leave us a review if you like the show.
Let's start with the currency pairs. First up today, Aussie New Zealand dollar is not doing anything right now. We are just gonna skip that guy. Aussie US dollar, nothing here either. Skip it. Euro Canadian dollar. Wow, nothing here either. Gonna have another bust day here, maybe. Pound Canadian dollar, nothing to see here. Move along, folks. A New Zealand US dollar, no, out of sync. Here we go. Singapore dollar chief, we are in the zone, trending down, waiting for another one of these to form. Over here, this was the one that we, I believe, made money on earlier in the week. Okay. US Canadian dollar, we are hyperextended, so we're going to ignore that. Same with US chief. So we have one good setup today, Singapore dollar chief. So keep an eye on that for a nice short opportunity.
Are you an active trader looking to elevate your trading skills? We invite you to join the Trade Faction, a community where you can witness trades called out live. To connect with fellow traders and gain real-time insights, simply click the link in the description or scan the QR code to join our free Slack channel. This is a great opportunity to enhance your trading strategies and stay ahead of the market. So what are you waiting for? Click that link or scan the QR code now and become part of the Trade Faction today.
Indicator All-Stars. Today we have something called Super Trend AI. So what they did was the Lux Algo people, they must just do nothing but write these things.
Yeah, I think they're a company. I think the same thing with Big Beluga.
This must just be their thing. I don't know how they're making any money if they're giving all this stuff away for free.
Yeah.
So there must be something that they're selling, but that's for another episode. Anyway, here's how this one works. This is a combination of trend finding and artificial intelligence. They are using the K nearest neighbor algorithm, and somehow they've mushed that all together into a ravioli, and this is how it works. So basically, you have these lines, which are pretty obvious what you do. If they're green, you go long, and if they're red, you go short. Now, there's a little itty bitty line. This is the trend line. Okay. It's weaving in there behind the background. When you get these indicators, they have a number on them. And the higher the number, theoretically, the stronger the signal. But even if you just look right here, it seems like the lower ones do better than the higher ones. Because here's a
Mm-hmm.
two, and
There's
this
a
was a
two.
monster trend. Here's a one. That was a nice trend. But here's a four, and it hardly happened at all. So I don't know. I haven't used this. Maybe what I should do is throw it in the Wayback Machine
There you go.
and see how it looks when it's actually running. Give it a time to think. That's the other thing is because you're doing so many calculations, it's going to run slow. So right now we're in a downtrend. Let me speed this up a little bit so we can get a little better idea. See what it looks like. Okay, there's an uptrend, downtrend, uptrend, downtrend, uptrend. Yeah, so when it, once again, it's like all the other ones. When they're sideways, man, they suck. Everything works in a trend, but not so good on a sideways choppy market. Dave, what do you think?
This is the first one that actually tried to use some sort of giant math problem with
Hmm.
the Keynes nearest labor. Be interesting to see how they actually implemented all that math because that definitely took a minute to get up. Seems easy, but if you just trade the trend, it's still backwards looking. It's not telling you, hey, we're going to go up.
Well, it did combine just a classic trend following with,
Mm-hmm.
I think all the nearest neighbor thing does is it does the prediction. And so maybe that's where the number comes in.
Maybe. Hey, you're in this trend or up or down.
Yeah, and here's the likelihood that it will
It
continue.
will continue. But other than that, yeah, it is once again, I would put it in there as a nice way to accent your trade. But
I would
other
agree.
than that, it's easy. It looks easy to learn and actually do.
Higher value could indicate higher potential for the market to be heading in the direction of the trend. That
Fantastic.
is all I have for today, Chief.
All right, then. We will talk to you later.
Have a
Have a
good
good
one.
trade.
See ya.